What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode. And today we are doing something different. We are doing an animated short film. This is my first time ever releasing an animated short film on YouTube, and I am super excited about this project. So let's get into it. Scene 1. Frosthold Village Day. A sweeping drone shot over a small, snow-covered Viking-era village. Smoke rises from chimneys. The feeling is bleak and cold. For generations, the village of Frosthold lived by one rule: fear the dragons that rule the northern skies. But one boy believed the greatest danger wasn't the beasts, but the ignorance of his own people. Kellen sits alone on a stone carving a wooden trinket. Children pass by and yell at him to join their game. He ignores them, continuing his work. When they're gone, an elder walks by, shakes his head at the boy, and continues on his way. His name was Kellen. While others trained with swords, he sought the truth. He saw not monsters in the stories, but intelligence, majesty. One day, while carving a dragon figurine, he sees something in the wood that inspires him. He finishes the piece and grabs his cloak, determined, today, he'll enter the Forbidden Woods and he won't come back until he has answers. The Forbidden Woods is an ancient, dark wood at the edge of the village. Many totems and warning signs litter the area. Taking a deep breath, Kellen pushes past them and into the trees. As he pushes through thick ferns, he hears a pained, low rumble. He freezes, his eyes wide. Sound of a weak, pained whimper, followed by a deep, ragged breath. His eyes dart around, and there he found it. Not a tale of terror, but a creature in agony. Scene 4. The clearing late afternoon, a magnificent, blue-scaled dragon Emberwing is pinned under a massive fallen tree. Its wing is injured. Its intelligent, golden eyes are filled with pain and fear. It lets out a defensive but weak snarl. It was more breathtaking than any story, and it was trapped. Kellen cautiously approaches the dragon, fear and wonder battling in his eyes. Every instinct said run. Every lesson said kill. But his heart said something else. Slowly, he places his hunting knife on the ground and holds up his empty hands. The dragon growls, then whimpers, looking at the boy with pleading eyes. Emberwing thrashes weakly, trying to free itself. With each movement, more blood trickles down its chin and chest. Seeing the dragon's pain, Kellen drops to his knees and reaches out a hand. The dragon recoils, letting out a hiss. Kellen remains still, waiting. After a moment, Emberwing lowers its head, allowing the boy to gently stroke its snout. This was not a monster. It was a magnificent creature deserving of respect and help. As the sun dips below the horizon, Kellen struggles against the massive tree trunk. With a final groan of wood, it shifts enough for the dragon to pull its wing free. Grunting, wood groaning, a relieved cry from the dragon. Kellen had chosen compassion over fear, and in that moment, everything changed. Emberwing shakes its wings, readying itself for flight. It looks at Kellen, then gently nudges his hand with its large snout in a gesture of thanks, before taking off into the darkening sky. As the moon climbs higher in the night sky, Kellen makes his way back to the village. He looks up at the sky, watching Emberwing soar effortlessly. From afar, the villagers see the dragon flying back towards the mountains and panic. They huddle together, yelling and pointing. But Kellen knows better than to fear the majestic beast. That night, nestled in his bed, Kellen can't sleep. He looks out his window at the moon, thinking of the dragon. He has to tell someone what he saw, but who would believe him? Scene 8. The Bond sunset at the edge of the village. Kellen stands before a group of men. He takes a deep breath and tells them of his discovery, of the dragon's injury, of his help. The men remain skeptical, but agree to accompany him back to the clearing. They find the dragon tending to its wound. She looks up at them, fear momentarily flashing in her eyes. Kellen calls out to her, and she relaxes, seeing the boy. She allows the men to approach, watching them closely. Kellen steps forward and lays a hand on Emberwing's snout. She leans into his touch, letting out a puff of air. The men look at each other, then back at the dragon. One man steps forward and tentatively strokes her neck. She flinches slightly, then relaxes, enjoying the scratches. After a moment, Emberwing stands. Slowly, she spreads her wings, unfurling them in all their glory. The villagers gasp awe, replacing their fear. Emberwing looks at them one last time, then takes to the sky, circling once before disappearing into the clouds. The villagers watch her go, humbled by her majesty. Back in his workshop, Kellen picks up a new piece of wood and begins to carve, not a monster of fear, but a friend. As the sun sets, casting long shadows across the villagers gather in the square. Their faces are lit by torches, their eyes shining with excitement. Kellen stands before them, a carving in his hands. It's a dragon, strong and beautiful, just like Emberwing. He tells them stories of his adventures, of the bond between human and dragon, and of the respect and friendship they can forge. The villagers listen, captivated by his tales. When he's done, they cheer, their voices echoing through the village. Kellen smiles, knowing that he has planted the seeds of change. Now they must wait for the first dragon to return. Over the next few days, the villagers prepare for the dragon's return. They build a large enclosure near the river, complete with a ramp leading up to a platform. When Emberwing returns, she can climb the ramp and be safe. On a crisp morning, a group of villagers stand by the enclosure, waiting. Suddenly, a shadow passes over them. They look up to see Emberwing circling overhead. She lands gracefully on the platform, her eyes scanning the crowd. She sees Kellen and walks down the ramp, nuzzling him before drinking from the river. The villagers watch in awe as Emberwing interacts with Kellen. They take tentative steps forward, offering her fish and fruit. She accepts their gifts, purring loudly. As weeks turn into months, a bond forms between the villagers and Emberwing. She becomes a part of their community, helping them hunt and protect them from other dangers. Kellen spends most of his time with Emberwing, learning her language and sharing his knowledge of the human world. Together, they become a powerful force, bridging the gap between two worlds. One evening, as the sun dips below the horizon, Kellen and Emberwing stand at the edge of the village. Below them, the villagers celebrate the harvest, their laughter and music echoing through the valley. Emberwing turns to Kellen, nuzzling his hand. She looks back at the village, then up at the sky. Kellen understands it's time for her to return to the mountains. He strokes her snout, understanding her need for freedom and family. With a final nuzzle, Emberwing takes to the sky, soaring above the village. Kellen watches her go, knowing that their bond will endure even when they're apart. The villagers cheer, celebrating their friendship with the dragons. But Kellen knows this is only the beginning. There are more dragons out there, waiting to be befriended. As the years pass, more dragons return to Frosthold, drawn by the promise of peace and understanding. Kellen, now a respected leader, guides his people, teaching them the ways of the dragons. Together, they forge a new legend, one of harmony between humans and dragons. So let me know what you guys thought of the animation short film. We have more episodes planned for the series. If you guys want to see more episodes, make sure to smash that subscribe button. Make sure to check out our social media.